I think as financial planners, it almost goes without saying, but we've used a number of different financial planning, retirement software pieces, and really didn't find anything that fit the bill quite like Conquest has. We've been using Conquest for the last 3 years. And really, I like to think of it, it helps us bring financial peace of mind and just the assurance that it kind of doesn't matter how much money you have. People have a tough time understanding whether it's going to be enough. And this kind of puts pen to paper as to whether they can be comfortable with the lifestyle that they choose to lead. So we certainly use it a great deal in that manner. It gives us a baseline with which to start and continue meetings, whether it be on a quarterly or semi-annually, even annual basis. With a lot of our other tools, it kind of felt like starting again over and over every time we brought up a retirement plan. And this has kind of given us a baseline with which I think a lot of clients, it's one of the highlights of their meeting, outside of some of the soft facts and how they're doing, is where am I at with my plan? And so that in and of itself has given us kind of a framework to build on. So I'd say that would be one of the most valuable things that we use Conquest for. As advisors, one of the things you like to roll your sleeves up with is clients who have all kinds of situations. I think that if I think of myself as a client, and inevitably over the years you build up assets in different places, and you have liquid and illiquid assets, and a number of our clients, we deal pretty specifically with those within 5 years of retirement and those currently in retirement. And as life happens, they build up assets. Conquest has allowed us not only to capture it all in one place, but then run a ton of different variables in terms of, what if I sell here? What if I need long-term care and I have these assets? I have a cottage, I want to stay in the family. Like, you name it, there doesn't seem to be a variable that we can throw Conquest that it doesn't allow us to come back to. Give some peace of mind to clients to say, I know that if I make this decision, I will already understand the impacts of it before I have to make it. That's a huge weight lifted off of a lot of client shoulders. And I actually think a lot of advisors' shoulders too, to know that they are doing a job that's far beyond just what did my investment return look like in the past 12 months. On a daily basis or on a plan by plan basis, I would use the ad strategies. I think people and clients fail to recognize that life takes a lot of twists and turns. The ad strategy section allows me to illustrate that for someone, or to bring it forward. What if this happens? What if you had to sell this asset? What if this person died prematurely? Like, to be able to bring that forward and add strategies almost before they recognize that it's something they should be thinking of, I think is a pretty innovative and pretty cool way to lead discussion on financial planning. I mentioned that we deal almost primarily in kind of that pre-retiree market, but that's not to say that those people don't have kids and next generation clients that we deal with. And I find that if I were to stereotype some of them, that generation has been in a market where they've seen big returns, and they've seen their money double, triple, and quadruple in some cases very quickly, depending on what they're invested in. As anyone who's been around long enough knows, that's not a realistic outlook. What I find Conquest has been able to do for me is to be able to just expand that lens out that much further. So for and I'll say kids, quote unquote, those that are just starting out their careers, to have an ability to illustrate what is their outlook look once we take it out to 25, 30, 35, 40 years, it helps shift their mindset a little bit as to as to how investing is not supposed to make you rich. It is supposed to enhance what you're already doing, but you have to be able to do it. Conquest enables me to show them, hey, if you take these small steps, this is what this big result could look like. So that would kind of be my thoughts on how it can shift behavior. There's no doubt that I guess Conquest has shifted conversations with clients. And so what has that done? It's enabled them to go back to their circle and not have a conversation around what is my advisor buying or selling for me, or that water cooler talk about what's the latest investment trend, and go back to say, like, do you have a plan? I've actually had a couple of referrals where they've specifically asked, and they don't know the name, but they've specifically said, hey, I want one of those things that you did for this person. Again, it's such a great way to start a relationship with a client when they're not thinking about what did you do with my money or how much did you make me in the last 6 months, but rather, are you helping me keep on plan? And so it's a tool that it's the first tool that I've had where someone actually starts to ask for it even before I know them. If someone asked me what I would say to them if they're considering using Conquest, I would ask them what tools they're using now and what they want their business to look like. I think we all, as financial advisors in an information-driven age, I think we add a lot of value. I think we struggle to show the value that we add. And that's dangerous, because if you aren't able to illustrate your value is going to come into question. Conquest enables us to bring that conversation back to what difference am I making in a client's life on a day-to-day, month-to-month, year-to-year basis. So if you aren't using Conquest, what are you using to show that you're adding that value? And my guess is you aren't, or at least I'd be interested in knowing if your clients feel that you are. So it's again, just a great way of illustrating the day-to-day things we do for clients that aren't always visible.